I hope you've been enjoying the series so far. If you've just popped in here for a yoga class, we are in the middle of a 21-day to your home practice series, and you're welcome to stay here with us, or you could go back to the beginning and start from the first episode. If you're here for the series, welcome. I'm so excited to share one of my favorite parts about yoga with you, Asana and Pranayama. We'll have the opportunity in today's session to feel the yoga in our body. We've been talking about it, but we'll get a chance to actually feel it and how our body responds. Yoga is not just about moving your body postures, but about moving your energy and changing your chemistry, for allowing space for your emotions and sensations to move through your body so that we can remove residues from the past. When residues are stuck in our body, it causes pain and tension, things like anxiety. So it may not be that your hips are so stiff, but that your mind or emotions are heavy and full. And yoga can help us work through that. We'll be doing 3 breath practices and 3 postures. Technically, it's 4 postures because the last posture is Savasana. And you should not skip Savasana. It's the best part. In the beginning, it feels like, what am I doing here? We're just laying on the ground. It's also called corpse pose. And a busy mind, once it comes to stillness, can kind of feel very uncomfortable. So in the beginning, it's okay if Shavasana is uncomfortable. I encourage you to stick with it because it's where the magic happens. So we move our body to move our energy, and then we come into this still posture. We'll start with our 3 breath practices, and then we'll move into our movement. You'll want to have a yoga mat or towel, enough space for that, and that should be plenty of space for you since we're just testing in. If you'd like more yoga asana, I load new classes on Sundays and Wednesdays, so there's plenty of options, including chair yoga if you prefer. In fact, I'll link a chair yoga here for you. Find a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. If you'd like to sit up on something like a cushion or a blanket, that can be really helpful to lift your hips higher than your knees. Allow your shoulders to drop down your back and get a little heavy in your body. The first practice is the physiological sigh. So we'll be taking an inhale, and once you reach the top of your inhale, take a sip more breath. Then exhale like a pressure chamber releasing, just exhaling all the air out. You could do this audibly through your mouth or through your nose. For the first one, we're going to do 3. We'll be doing 3 of each breath practice. For the first physiological sigh, I'd like you to use your arms. So with your inhale, you're reaching up. Once you reach the top, take a sip more breath in. And exhale, allow your arms to float down by your sides. You could choose to continue to use your arms, or for the next 2, you can just sit with your hands in your lap. Take time in between the breath cycles. We're resetting the breath here. So your body needs time to do that. It already knows how to do this. It's like you're turning on the switch, allowing the body to breathe a little better. So let's take the second one. Inhale when you're ready, all the way to the top of your inhale. When you reach the top, take a sip more breath in. And exhale through your nose if you can, or audibly through your mouth as a sigh. And patiently wait for just a few natural breath cycles. Okay. Last one. Whenever you're ready, begin with your inhale. When you take your sip, feel your ribs expand. And sigh it out as you're ready. Before we begin our next breath practice, take a couple moments to breathe naturally. I mentioned in a previous video how one of my favorite things about the breath is that it works for us without our conscious awareness. And we can also lead the breath to change how we feel or how our mind is running, thinking. The next breath is called samana. Samana means equal parts. So we're going to breathe in the same length of inhale as exhale. You'll need to find the length of your natural breath and what you're working with today. Don't overextend yourself. There's no need to become exasperated with your breath. In fact, doing so would be counter to what we're doing here. So meet yourself where you're at today with your inhale, whether that's 4, 5, or 6, or maybe just 1 or 2. We're going to practice ahimsa to not be non-judgmental, non-violent towards ourselves. We're trying something new. All right, once you have your inhale breath, we'll be using that same count for the exhale breath. And since we're all at different paces on different days, I'm just going to allow for some quiet, and I'll be doing this practice in my body as well. So we'll be breathing together and honoring our own capacities. If you'd like, you could close your eyes. This can help you become more internal and focused. If the mind wanders and you lose count, that's totally normal. Just begin again. It's not starting over. It's not discounting the work that you've done. It's a recalibration. And we can recalibrate ourselves as many times throughout the day as we need or want. Let's do 2 or 3 more of these cycles. Inhale and exhale is one cycle. Then stay with your inhale count and begin to add 2 counts to your exhale. This is our third breath practice. Honoring where your inhale is at, add 2 more counts to your exhale. As you exhale, you might feel your sitting bones get heavier into the earth as your spine and the crown of your head reaches towards the ceiling. Try to do 4 cycles just like this. And again, if you lose count, just begin again. Wherever you're at in your breath cycle, take 1 more extended exhale breath. I'll invite you throughout your practice to use the samana, equal parts breathing, or even the extended exhale as we sync our breath with movement through this practice. Before we get into our movement, I would like to set an intention for this practice. I mentioned it in our breathing, but together we'll set an intention for ahimsa, or nonviolence. So you could bring your fingertips together and your palms together so there's a little space in your hands, and bring your hands to heart center with your thumbs against your sternum. There's a little space here to hold this intention of ahimsa, or nonviolence. So holding the sense of being nonviolent with ourselves, non-judgmental, but setting an intention to move through this practice without needing to criticize ourselves, but just to have a childlike mindset. For our first movement practice, please place your hands over your knees. And if you need to shift in your seat, you could change the cross of your legs or could extend your legs out and shake them out a little bit. And return to your seat. You could also be kneeling. And it could be really comfortable to kneel on a block. However you're taking this practice today, place your hands on your lap. We'll do 4 rounds of cat-cow with our breath. So we'll move into cow pose. So arch your lower back as you draw your chest and chin forward and up as if you have a string from your heart pulling you up to the heavens. And then exhale to round your spine and draw your chin towards your chest. Inhale, undulate your spine, reach up. Exhale, round your back to cat. 2 more at your own pace. Try to move at the same pace as your breath. Let your breath lead the movement. Last one. Come to a neutral spine, and we're going to come to laying on our stomach on our mat. Step your forearms in front like a sphinx so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Press into your hands and your forearms. Press into the tops of your feet and draw your chest forward and up. Exhale, come all the way down. You could make a pillow with your hands and rest your forehead. Relax your body. Bring your hands out in front of you once more with your elbows underneath your shoulders. Lifting your chest, begin to press down into the tops of your feet, into your forearms and your hands as you glide your chest forward and up. Take 2 breaths here. Exhale, lower chest, then chin, and rest your forehead. Last one. Come up onto your forearms when you're ready. Begin pressing down into the earth and draw your chest and chin forward. 2 breaths here. Count your breaths. Equal inhale, equal exhale. Lower down. Press into your palms to press yourself up through tabletop and back to child's pose. You can take your knees as wide as your mat with your big toes together and walk yourself forward. If you have lower back trouble, you might like to keep your knees together and maybe use a block for your forehead. Allow your arms to rest down by your side. Release any control or leadership of your breath here and let your body get heavy. As you watch your natural breath breathing you, see if you can witness the small movements of your belly towards your lap or your ribs expanding. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders and push yourself back up to a kneeling posture. Sitting back On your sitting bones, you can step or walk your feet in front, finding a good center place for your body to recline back into Shavasana. Allow your feet to take up as much space on your mat or even extending off your mat. Allowing your ankles to splay. You might like to drop your shoulders back and down. Close your eyes. And release any control of your breathing to let your body breathe you. Soften the corners of your eyes. Unstick your tongue from the roof of your mouth to allow your jaw hinge to be soft. Release any holding in your pelvis or hips. Let your body get heavy into the earth. Relax everything. Shavasana is a time for integration, for our body to integrate the poses, to integrate the day, our experiences. The less we can do in Shavasana, the more the yoga can work for us. If your mind wanders, it's totally normal. Gently guide it back to your body breathing you. Your breath is always in the present moment. You can use it as an anchor for your mind. When the to-do lists or the evaluations and judgments start to come, change the channel like the dial on a radio back to your breath. In our last few moments of Shavasana together, let your body get just a little heavier, a little more relaxed. Say 1 or 2%. Begin to deepen your breathing. Bring micro movements back to your body. Wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe roll your head side to side. And begin to make some bigger movements like rolling wrists and ankles. Bend one knee, then the other. Reach overhead and take a full body stretch. Roll to one side and please pause here for a moment. Allowing your body once more to recalibrate back to awakened state from our Shavasana. Press yourself up to a seat. And we'll sit together for just a moment. Close your eyes if that's safe enough. Let's notice how you're feeling. Notice your breath, your body. How does your mind feel right now? Bring your hands to heart center. And with a gentle bow toward your heart for your willingness to practice and stay till the end. You are building your focus and your growing awareness. I'm so happy we're on this journey together. Thank you for your time and your energy. I hope to see you in the next one.